Hi y'all, Clayaga here. Uh, I am just cutting some magics here in RuneScape, and I just felt like I needed to make something, I guess, due to feeling slightly um, discoordinated in my life, I guess, for like disconnected, I guess we'll say, between like my creative outlets and where I am in general. And I've been in a bit of a weird spot, so I guess I'm just making this video just to make something, go through it in my own head and whatever. But I think I felt like I just needed to get something that I can post out there to start maybe an effect of posting stuff again, because I haven't really been posting anything because I haven't had a real reason, and there's many reasons maybe I could discuss about that. But recently I've been playing a lot of RuneScape, and it's been very therapeutic for me to do this. But it also got me, I don't know, it like I started playing it, and at first it was nostalgia, and then I found out that old school had, a lot of original content going for it that I think it's really cool. And then I found some YouTubers that are making some content on like modern day RuneScape, and I was like, this is pretty banger, and I just haven't been like super hyper fixated on something for more than like a few days. Like every once in a while I'll play a game, but I'll just kind of tear through it in a few days, and that's that. But RuneScape's kind of stuck again, and there's that old saying that RuneScape, you never really quit RuneScape, you just take long breaks, kind of thing. And it's funny because the last time I kind of quit, I was playing RS3 back in like 2016, when the great split happened between Evolution of Combat and Old School, and I didn't want to jump into Old School at the time because I didn't want to redo everything that I had. And then with RS3, I kind of cheesed getting 99 woodcutting, and woodcutting was always like my favorite skill growing up, which is why I'm doing it right now. It's funny because I was going to try and make woodcutting my first 99 in Old School, and then I just started doing cooking, and it was just so streamlined that I just kind of went from like whatever I had when I logged in, which was I was probably in like the 30s or something, and then just right up to 99 with relative ease. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, I'm just doing a little wood cutting here. Actually, let me turn off the there's like I have like the wood cutting ticker here. Tree count thing, yeah, and then that makes it a little bit more aesthetic. I just have that because there's like a buff that you get if more people are cutting. I don't know if that applies where I am though, but and anyways, that's irrelevant. So anyways, I've been like, I post stuff over time, but I haven't posted anything in a hot minute. And I've also not been like super able to work on stuff, and I don't know if this will help anybody or if I'm just venting to myself. But I felt like I should just talk about it because I was watching Jimmy, J1MMY. He's a RuneScape and YouTuber, and then he also has a secondary account where he started doing exactly what I'm doing right now. And I was kind of sitting here AFK, and I was just like, you know what? Why don't I just like record myself talking for a second, and maybe I can help other people through something, or I can help myself through something. But I can kind of just go through my thoughts, make a quick buck with some magic logs, and see what's going on. But yeah. So I haven't been super connected with like I think part of it is just that like something that made me kind of jump into this one was just I was watching RuneScape videos, but more importantly than that, I was watching old RuneScape videos. There's a creator from way back in the day. His name was Skychi, and he was this just like fat American teenager, as he was self-described, who just played RuneScape, and he just made a lot of goofy RuneScape videos. And it's funny because like a lot of that stuff is like very outdated and whatever, but it's out there still to find his videos. I think he deleted his channel, but there's a backup channel with all his stuff on it that someone made forever ago, and I was just watching it, and it just really hit home how like we talk about how like the internet has changed over the years, and there's a lot of people that are now short form content, the bane of existence, whatever, and whatnot. But like, it really just hit me home watching those videos that there was this real difference of energy, you know, of like what it used to me to be like just like a random kid in your backyard making videos or animating something on the internet, to now like everybody and their mother has to have like the most professional equipment, you know, the most crazy like setups and whatever. Like there's no YouTube videos I see anymore that get recommended to me that are actually just like these like homemade vibes, unless it's like a channel that's dedicated towards like that like nostalgia aesthetic or something like that, in which case it gets like lit for a second and everybody sees the like 2 or 3 videos that they make and then they just disappear forever. I just like, I used to be able to just find things, you know. It used to be, you know, like there was no AI slop, there was no whatever. And I don't want to like bitch like I'm some old dude just like the old thing gooder, new thing better. Like I just think objectively YouTube used to be a place where like, you know, it used to be for the people that didn't have many resources to really just get themselves out there, and the vibe behind it was just this homemade content that was awesome. And then with the rise of like influencers and like, you know, the monetization of everything, it just kind of became this hellscape. And I think it's grown up in a bad way. You know, like YouTube's gone from being a kid playing with toys to you know, working a 9 to 5, and that's like the energy that's put into it. And it's also the videos that we get are just these, you know, I'm not saying that like if you make that kind of content, it's fine. I get it, you know, but I'm just saying that like it's just obviously, you know, not where it used to be. And it used to be fun. And I was watching these videos and like, even though they were kind of shitty and crappy quality and whatever, it just really hit home. They were fun. They were fun. I felt like I was having fun watching them, and I felt like I was hearing someone talk about something that they wanted to talk about because they wanted to talk about it, not because they wanted to make a video that properly gets their point across, that retains the audience, that does all these things. I watched through them because they were goofy and they were fun and they're bad, and there's a, you know, it just feels human. And I think that's like the thing that's frustrating me nowadays is like the fucking the stuff that's coming out nowadays doesn't feel human. Like this ultra monetized, ultra, you know, retention based content doesn't feel human. It just feels like it's generated. I mean, it's made by humans, obviously, someone's editing and whatever, but it's just whittled down to its most retention based properties. You know, it's like drinking, I don't know how to what a good metaphor for this is. It's like when you drink green tea, it feels good. If I was just to inject like 1,000 milligrams of fucking caffeine into my veins, like, yes, it's going to have an effect and I'm going to be addicted to it, but overall it's not going to feel good, you know, continuously. And it's like, not, I don't know if that's a good metaphor, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, or like, this is a dumb metaphor that I'm about to say, but it's like cocaine, right? Like cocaine is like this super what's the term here? It's the super filtered slash processed version of the coca leaf. There's people who in those countries that have the coca leaf, they'll literally just like chew on it, you know, while they're working out their day, and it's like in its natural form, it's just like fine. It's actually healthy for you. It's good. It provides this like this nice little stimulant effect, and it's not super addicting because they're just chewing on like a very small amount of this thing. But then when you process it and turn it into this powder, you know, that's like super condensed and insane, you know, people get addicted, they go crazy, whatever. It's not good for you, but like in its natural form, it's good for you. And I guess my point is that with that metaphor is just that like I feel like the natural state of home YouTube videos like kind of doesn't exist anymore, and it makes a lot of sense why, right? Because of like monetization and blah blah and whatever. But at the same time, like, I feel like there's no home now for that kind of content. You see, like, Newgrounds. Newgrounds is a great place for animation and creative works like that, but I don't see a lot of, like, teenagers making videos of, like, stupid shit and hyperfixations that they're into and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, there used to be a lot of really bad RuneScape YouTubers, and there was a community around it that loved it, or something like Red versus Blue was just built out of this dumb love for Halo, and they made an entire company, Rooster Teeth, out of some of the worst produced content that you could make nowadays. Like if Red versus Blue came out nowadays, um, I don't think it would be bad. I think the show itself is good. However, I just don't think that the platforms in their state right now would want to support that through the algorithms that have been created. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people would still love that content that's out there. It's just through the algorithms and the way everything's set up, it's just not getting to anyone. And because of that, people aren't seeing that content, so it's less fresh in their mind. And because people aren't seeing that content, less people are making that content. And then because less people are making that content, it just feels like everything's been just like painted gray. You know what I mean? And so like it's just this really, I feel like the internet's boring now, and it used to be fun. And I know this isn't like a new take or anything, but I guess watching these videos, to segue into the next part of this, I feel like watching these videos got me jazzed up, and I was like, man, I want to make content like that. I want to make content that's cringe, that's self-fulfilling, that's just about something I want to talk about, that I want to do, or whatever. Like maybe because I love RuneScape so much, I'll make a RuneScape machinima. Is now the time to make that kind of content? Absolutely not. But that, I think, is what frustrated me the most about like these realizations that I was having when I was watching this older content and stuff like that, is that like then wasn't the time to make it either, I guess, but it just happened to work in the time frame that it was released. And maybe nobody's gonna see the stuff that I make, but like I think like along the way I lost that spark of like it's really easy for like any sort of like artistic creative person to just kind of have that statement where they're like, well, you gotta like what you make, you know, like you gotta, I leveled up, level 79, hell yeah. But yeah, like, you know, like, just make things that you're passionate about, and then don't worry about the algorithm or whatever. And it's like, yes, I understand that, like, logically, you know what I mean? But, like, it's hard to understand that inspirationally. It's hard to understand that emotionally, all the time, when there's so many pressures, especially nowadays, just to have yourself sorted out financially, and or just like, you know, being an adult, and like people expect different things from you. Like it's really, you know, like I don't have the time anymore to have fun, or so is the lie that every adult tells themselves. Like, genuinely speaking, I think I can find the time. I think I can stop worrying about a lot of bullshit that's in my life, as long as I just accommodate and make sure I got everything else covered. You know, like there is that time. You know, I think that there's just like this, you know, manifested lie of like capitalism, obviously, and whatever, and, you know, capitalism bad is not a fresh take. But I do think that there's just this like lie of just like what we really need to care about. And I think as long as I got like food in my stomach and some happy friends around me, and just making sure that everyone's taken care of, that like there's no reason I can't spend an afternoon playing a RuneScape or something like that, you know what I mean? But more importantly, there's no reason I can't spend that time making content, I guess, quote unquote. I don't want to use that term content anymore, because I don't want to make content. I want to make videos. I want to make goofy stuff for myself. I want to make animations, but I also want to maybe like make videos where I talk about stuff. But I want it to feel like it's really what I want to do, and I think that that's why I haven't been posting, because I keep looking through the filter of like what would work on the internet and what wouldn't work on the internet at this current time. Like I was thinking about making like a RuneScape video where I talk about RuneScape and how much I like RuneScape, and it was because I was watching Jimmy and Coronello and all these people who also make RuneScape videos. And I just got jazzed up. I was like, I like how passionate these people are about RuneScape, and it's making me, you know, realize how passionate I am about RuneScape, even though I've never been like a hardcore RuneScape player. I've put a lot of time into it over the years, though. And, you know, like, it made me realize my own passions, but also made me like jazzed up because I was seeing someone else passionate about it, and I was like, you know, I want to do something like that. That sounds awesome, to just like talk about something I love like that. But then as soon as I started doing that, I started looking at it through like the filter of like how these people are performing well on YouTube and or like through social media and stuff like that, how they're monetizing this idea. You know, and I didn't realize I was doing that consciously. It's just how I was doing it subconsciously. Because as soon as I started thinking about making a video about something I was passionate about, I was thinking about it making it in that format where it's like I'm gonna do like these different parts, and it's gonna be me talking in front of a green screen, doing the Annie Austin, the Nakey Jakey, the Jimmy, the bit where I'm a white guy talking in front of a green screen, and we're putting me into the world or whatever. And like maybe I will do that. That does sound fun. I like that format. But it was just like I was instantly thinking how to make a video for YouTube that is going to succeed on YouTube, not the video that I want to make. And I think that that's why I haven't been posting anything, is because I just haven't been, you know, making content, quote unquote, or making videos for me. I've been making stuff that I see is successful or whatever, and like it's like I guess I've been running into this brick wall where like I don't know, you know, like I look at the video and I'm like, yeah, I'm passionate about this thing, and then I think about the video that I want to make, but I'm not passionate about the video. Like I don't care about the video. I just want the outcome of like talking about something I'm passionate about somehow, or get my point across, but then also like making content, right? Or like, or whatever idea is there behind that. You know, and so like I think of my journey, which, you know, my subscriber slash viewer journey hasn't been super upward momentum, but I have actually been making content, quote unquote, for years. You know what I mean? Like literally, I think I posted one of my first videos in like 2015, 2016. But I even put, well, okay, I posted my first gameplay video in 2015, 2016, and then I had like content from like literally 2011, 2012, I was posting stuff on YouTube, from like animations and stuff I was doing. It wasn't good. I'm not gonna say that it was like great content, quote unquote, but you know, like the passion was there behind it. You know, there was a reason I was trying to make something, and I wanted to, and I was proud of it. I'm still proud of that shit. That's the thing, is I look at like my worst videos, that I really like put effort into, and I'm still proud of them. That I put that effort into them, and like the videos that I'm least passionate about are the ones that I just felt the least good about, right? Like probably some of the best stuff I've made is stuff that I felt the least passionate about, and I don't care that it looks good. I don't feel proud about it, you know. But then there's stuff that like looks terrible and stuff that looks good. I'm not trying to just beat myself up, but like I'm just saying that like some of my oldest content, you know, like I really just wanted to make it. And there's like an old RuneScape like series that I was doing with a friend of mine. There's a, you know, a multiplayer Pokemon videos that I did, and just some gameplay videos. But like when I was in the process of making those, like some of that is some of the worst stuff I've like, it's not readable. It is made specifically for me. It's like the humor does not translate to now. It didn't even translate then. It was just the most ADHD vibe shit. But like, I still am proud of it. I'm still like happy, and I still can go back to those memories and think like, oh yeah, this is how I was feeling in these moments, and I was super passionate about it, and I like doing that. And like that hasn't been present with a lot of stuff that I've made for a while. And I think that that's like the thing, is like, it's not that I don't want to try to make it online or anything like that. It's just that like I think that it just became such a job to accommodate, you know, and like I'm not even successful in that. So like working a job where I'm not even getting anything out of it, like just became very exhausting to me mentally. And so I just haven't been working on anything, and so I'm trying to like revitalize that and like really think like, oh, what animations do I want to work on for me? But also like, if I'm going to make videos for, like, first of all, I think like one of my resolutions here is to like start making videos again, just getting myself out there, not because I want thousands of bajillions of views, but just because I want to feel the joy of making stuff. I think like as a kid I really did find that, like, you know, like thinking back, like a lot of my inspirations were like Peanut Butter Gamer and like a lot of like OG YouTubers, like early game theory, these kind of things. This isn't necessarily the kind of stuff I want to make videos like. I'm just saying that like I still love those YouTubers to this day, especially their older content, you know, and how it hit me in the moment. And it just like it really instilled this like inspiration slash joy, especially in like animation too. Like old internet animation used to be fucking amazing, and so like that just inspired me. And it's like I want to pursue that, like that passion, that ember slash fire hasn't died in me, that stuff's fucking great. It's just that like I look at where everything is nowadays, and I'm just like, how do I get out there in my own way in this current, and it's like I don't care anymore. Like I don't like how the internet is, and I guess I'm just like consciously becoming aware that, you know, like the younger version of myself may have had an ego where like I needed to succeed in some way to validate the efforts I was putting forth or something like that. I don't think that was always true, and I think that like without that ego, quote unquote, that some of the stuff that I enjoyed the most making was present. But I do think at some point like that kind of mistake happened where I was like, I need to succeed in order for this to be justified, instead of just enjoying making the videos. And that's bad, right? That ego, that like I'm this messiah that needs to have his content seen or something. Like I think that's not like unnatural, right? Like I think like when you're in your like late teens slash early 20s, you just have this like, if we'll say if you have good self-esteem, you have this idea that like you are a very important piece in the world, and to grow up a little bit and realize that the world doesn't necessarily care about you the way that you care about you, that's not a bad thing, right? There's so many different places that you do fit, and there's so many things that you can do, but it's just that kind of like humbling nature. But in the humbling, for me, it's like I lost the like something was attached to that ego that I needed to represent. And I want to move forward, and I want to make content for me, and I want to make ideas for me, and do things for me, and other people that I care about, and like, or just people who enjoy the same things that I enjoy. I want to make stuff that we have fun. I just want to have fun, you know. I want to have fun with it, and see where it goes, you know. And that's like kind of the idea, I guess. So maybe I can do something with that. There's nothing saying. So yeah, there was like that, and then there was like the second part of it, which was just realizing that I think a huge thing for me recently has just been realizing I don't have to participate in the algorithm. I don't have to participate in the internet. I know that sounds very basic, but it's like one of those things where it's like you can say it, but to really have it click in your head are like two different things. And I realized that I just don't have to participate in the way that everything's set up, right? Like I don't have to make a video with like B-rolls and like fucking royalty-free music and whatever. I'm not saying I'm going to use not royalty-free music. I'm just saying that like, you know, I can make what I want to make for the sake of making it, and I can post it, and I don't have to care about the outcome of that, as long as it's a fun thing. And I think at some point it was just like, well, if my videos aren't going to go anywhere, why am I making them? And I think that that's just a very superficial and bad subconscious ideology that I built. And I don't think I'm like unique in that aspect. I think a lot of people give up for that reason. But it's not about like giving up. It's not. I'm not like giving up on the algorithm or anything. But it's like it's just about like not like using that as the reason. Like that should not be a motivational factor for me at all if I'm going to enjoy what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I do think the internet's a different place, but I don't see like. I think more than ever people are craving like that kind of like not nostalgic, but that kind of like home video, like someone made this for the sake of making it, not for content or whatever. Like I feel like people are getting sick of content farms and getting sick of AI slop and whatever, you know, more than ever nowadays. And so like I feel like people are starting to return to that kind of like fuck, you know, the companies, let's do this for ourselves, and maybe something will pop up eventually or whatever. But I don't know, with how many people are like returning to RuneScape right now, you know, it's the biggest that it's ever been. Old school is the biggest that it's ever been, and maybe even the biggest that it's been like ever. You know, like before RuneScape went to Evolution of Combat, like it might be even bigger than that. And sure, maybe the audience is a little bit more mature, but like I don't think anybody who's playing RuneScape is gonna be like, you know, like I feel like they're also craving that kind of childlike release, maybe, you know, that nostalgia or whatever, because they're playing this game, and then all the new players are just enjoying the fact that this game has stayed true to itself. And I think that that's like the biggest thing, right? Is that this game doesn't try to be, it doesn't try to retain you, and so it doesn't lose you because it's trying so hard to make you care about stuff that like every MMO nowadays is like a fucking chore. You log in, you have to do these daily tasks, you have to do all these things. It tells you what to do. You know, like RuneScape is just kind of like fuck it, do whatever, and that's always been awesome. And like I kind of like I think like there's this cascade of reality where it's just like fuck it, do whatever is now going into my other parts of my life, and remembering that like I can just do whatever I want, and like giving me a lot of freedom. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll make more talks like this. Maybe I'll do more things like this. But I wanted to make this and just post it, even though it's a very low effort thing, because I just wanted to vent, I guess, for a bit. But I also just wanted to like start the habit of maybe trying to post content again, quote unquote content. You know, like posting stuff out there, because I don't know. I've been in a block where I haven't really been like nothing's been getting posted that I've been making, and I haven't really been like generating anything specific on my end. I've just been working on little projects and whatever, which is great. But I feel like, you know, maybe if I give myself an axis that I can point towards, you know, of like I want to make a video about this thing, and then however it turns out, whatever fuck I decide to do, as long as I just have fun making it, that's the main thing for me right now. But as long as I give myself these little like pinpoints, like this one, where it's just like I'm gonna make this video, I'm gonna post it. Maybe it's gonna give me just a little bit more motivation to make another one, and then make another one. And we'll see how that goes, I guess. I think I gotta get back to work because technically I am paused in my queue right now for my job. And I've been speaking a little bit longer than I meant to, but I don't think they're gonna say anything about it. But yeah, thanks for watching this if you got through this, and maybe if you relate with any parts about it, feel free to talk about it, ask me questions. Maybe I'll make another video just like talking about stuff that someone asks or something like that. But other than that, have a great day, and I hope that whatever you do, you pursue it, because it's good for you, you know, mentally, spiritually, and that we can all find our places in this life that really makes us feel validated for our existences. All right, bye.